I'm Nichelle Nichols, Uhura on Star Trek. I guess you know I love Star Trek. I love being on Star Trek. But there was once when I was going to leave the show to go to Broadway, which I was born determined to make the theater, and especially Broadway, my goal, where I would star. And then I met Dr. Martin Luther King, who I was delighted to meet because he was my hero. And so I just couldn't wait to tell him. And he was a fan of Star Trek, big fan. So I couldn't wait to tell him that I was going to star on Broadway. And he said, "You mean and leave Star Trek?" I said, "Well, yes, I have to leave Star Trek because I've got this." He said, "You can't." And I said, "What you talking about, Dr. Martin Luther King?" And he said, "You cannot. Do you know what you have done and the honor that you bring to this role? And people who see you believe you." And I'm like, okay. He said, "You can't leave. There are too many of us out here who are affected, and our children are growing up with you." And then I said, okay. I could always come back. And he said, it won't be the same. And I argued with him a little more, and he just stopped and looked at me like this, and I'm looking at Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, "You can't." And I couldn't. And I've never regretted it. I didn't leave. I couldn't leave. The rest is history. And so here I am, Uhura of Star Trek.